Alright, this is my very first in the series of Photoshop tutorial videos that I'm going to be doing for the channel here. Photoshop's a great tool, a lot of people are familiar with it, but what a lot of people don't know is there's some professional tools that you can use in Photoshop that actually are pro methods that are easier than you might think. Today I'm going to be covering airbrushing a photo. So I've got a picture of me here, and just took it with a regular camera, about 10 megapixel, but we're going to make it look all pro today. I also want to make sure I go over some easy hotkeys. Hotkeys are something in easy access for tools and actions in Photoshop. Makes it a lot easier to go over a lot of this stuff. First thing we're going to do is duplicate this layer, and that's actually the first hotkey we're going to use. Normally you could right click, hit duplicate layer. Instead you're going to hit Control J, and that makes your pop up second layer there. So now that you've got your layer, we're going to go to Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. This will make your photo look very blurry, out of focus, but that's what we want. The more the radius is, the more blurry it's going to get. So we want it to look a little blurry, but we don't want it to be 100% clear. Because I want to have a dramatic, almost fake looking airbrush effect, I'm going to make it 5 for now. That way we can see a big difference so you understand what the airbrushing really does. But if you wanted to make it look more natural, not have people think that it's airbrushed, you can put it down to 2 depending on what your resolution of your picture is. So we're going to stick with 5. Actually, you know what? Let's go 4. 4 looks pretty good. Okay. Now that we've got our blurry picture here, Gaussian blur, hit this button down here. It's going to be our mask button. Add a layer mask. So you see this white box pop up. Then what you're going to do is get your paint bucket. So right now I've got this on the gradient tool, but if you right click, you get down to your paint bucket. Make sure that your color's on black, and get right in the center of your face, and then just left click it, and it makes it clear again. It's creating a mask. So to actually do the airbrushing, you want to get your eraser tool. Make sure that your hardness is all the way down to 0, so it's not going to erase everything harsh. And then find a good brush size that you want. I'm going to stick with this one. So as you can see, as you erase an area, it actually smooths everything out, and that's what the airbrushing is. You're slowly erasing the layer that you created with Gaussian blur, and that blur is what the smooth skin is. So we'll go ahead and go over this a little bit. I don't want to be too detailed. I think I'm going to take the opportunity now to go over another hotkey that you're going to find very useful. You notice when you get to here, you don't want to go over any lines. I'll show you here, going over, say, your hairline. See, that doesn't look natural. So, well, actually, here's another one. Control-Alt-Z is going to be your go back, your undo. But the 2 bracket buttons change the size of your brush. So, left bracket is down, right bracket is up. So let me Alt and then scroll bar on your mouse. That makes you zoom in. And we're going to go over nose. And then under eyes, let's make it a little smaller. The reason I'm changing the size of the brush is because I don't want to hit any of these natural lines and make them look unnatural, distorted, blurry. So we'll go over this area a little bit here, just to give you an idea of what the airbrush can actually do. Go over this part, little corners here. Notice that I'm not going over the hairline at all because that would make it look natural. So try to avoid cheek lines. Don't go over your mouth at all. We'll go over it, and we'll make it a little smaller to get in there. won't get too detailed. The more detail you put into it, the more you're going to notice the benefit from the airbrushing. Alright, so I'll leave my neck alone for now. So that looks fairly fake, but you can tell it's airbrushed, but show you the difference here. It's smooth, and then if you hit this, this is actually what it looks like normal. So it's much smoother with the airbrushing going on. Much more smooth. So that's the very first video. Next one we're going to go to, I believe I want to show you how to recreate something called a ring light flash. So we're going to go to that next video here in a little bit. But that's it for now for airbrushing. I'm going to put a link to my Twitter in the information box, and you can check out all my updates there for new videos that I put. And I've also got the new website is going to be up, gtvreviews.wix.com, and it's going to be covering a lot of my old reviews that I'm transferring over, a lot of the travel reviews, and a lot of the product reviews, plus the upcoming product reviews are going to be posted there in text blog form. See you at the next